Namaste viewers, I welcome you all back on this national webinar series Yoga Ramayana Vishwakosha History. We have with us Professor K. Subramaniam ji to speak about Sanketa Ramayana.
वंदे शंभुमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वंदे जगत्कारणं वंदे पन्नगभूषणं शशिधरं वंदे पशूनां पतिं वंदे सूर्यशशाङ्कवह्निनयनं वंदे मुकुन्दप्रियं वंदे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वंदे भक्तजन आश्रयं च वरदं वंदे शिवं शंकरं श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपं आजानुबाहुं अरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि. Friends, we are all familiar with the main story of Srimad Ramayana. From Ayodhya, Sita, Rama and Lakshmana proceeded to the forest Aranyavasa for full 14 years. Who is this Sita? Sita is in every one of us as the mind. And who is Ram? Ram is present in every one of us as the intellect, as buddhi, as the power of discrimination, vichakshana jnanam. And who is this Lakshmana? Lakshmana is the body. This Lakshmana tries to keep the mind and the intellect together. In the forest, Lakshmana has facilitated the comfortable living of Sita and Ram. Mind and buddhi should be together. The physical amenities for the mind and buddhi to be together are provided by Lakshmana. Therefore, Lakshmana may be considered to be symbolic of the body of every person. Sita Devi is present as the mind in every person. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu is present in every person as intellect or buddhi or vichakshana jnana. Sita plus Rama plus Lakshmana is mind, intellect and body. In other words, body, mind and intellect. For a while, let us forget about Atma, Paramatma and others. Everybody is a combination of body, mind and intellect. This body, mind, intellect instrument is safe, is comfortable, is happy, is methodical, cheerful in Ayodhya. We have all come from the Urdhva Lokas. Maybe we were in Vaikuntha. Maybe we were in Mount Kailas. Maybe we were in Satyaloka, where there was no struggle for existence. We lived comfortably there. very systematically there, at the stroke of a bell, food comes to the table in Ayodhya. But in the forest, who will bring them? Everything is systematic, methodical in Ayodhya, the palace of the king. But in the Aranya, in the forest, everything is uncertain. Everything is unexpected. Anything may happen any time. It may be good, it may be bad. It is not systematic. In Ayodhya, Sita, Ram, Lakshman are very comfortable. Very methodical life they led. But in the forest, everything is uncertain. Similarly, we, the combination of mind, body and intellect, we are not very systematically happy on this earth. In this Bhuloka, in this Kali Yuga, on this earth, everything is uncertain. Everything is to be got after a long struggle. Food will not come on its own. We have to prepare it. We do not know what happens next. Future is unpredictable. There may be floods. There may be cyclones. There may be tsunami. There may be corona. There may be any number of disadvantages and difficulties. But in Vaikuntha, everything is systematic, methodical, disciplined and comfortable. Similarly, here in the Ramayana, Sita plus Rama plus Lakshmana, the person is happy in Ayodhya. The same person moves from Ayodhya to Aranya, where everything is uncertain. In other words, in the process of evolution, from the subhuman we have come to be human. Should we stop there or should we go to the higher level as superhuman? What are the qualities of the subhuman species? They are the victims of ahara, nidra, bhaya, maidhunam. Ahara is food, nidra is sleep, maidhuna is temptation, kama, desire, and bhaya, threats, fears. These four are the common qualities of the subhuman species. From the subhuman, we have come to be human. Now, we retain those earlier traits or qualities. We do have the weakness to eat, weakness to sleep, weakness to be tempted, weakness to be threatened. If we continue to have these weaknesses, we are no better than the subhuman species. On this earth, having come to be human, we should overcome those difficulties. The urge to eat should be kept at bay. We must master the urge to eat. We should not eat everything as we like animals. It has to be regulated. Similarly, we cannot afford to be lazy, lethargic, people of inertia, sleeping all time or everywhere where we get the comfort to sleep. We have to be alert. We have to be wakeful. We have to control our sleep. Similarly, the temptations must be kept at a distance. We should not be threatened by anybody. Fears must be kept at bay. Then we are human. We are likely to become superhuman. Now, Sita plus Rama plus Lakshman, the person, has come to the forest, has come to Bhuloka, has come to this world. What are the duties? first and foremost duty is to be a master of all his four evils or four vices or four weaknesses. And for that, training is needed. The trainers are teachers. Teachers are role models, researchers. And those role model teaching researchers in the Ramayana are depicted as rishis. Rishis are researchers, people who have practiced what they preach. Such great giants are called Maharshis. In the Ramayana, the man, the person has moved from Ayodhya to the Aranya. Before he enters the Aranya, before we enter the region of the earth, we require certain training to be imparted, certain instructions to be received, certain preparations to be made, and they are all offered by four teachers chiefly. One is Agastya Maharshi, the other is Sutikshana Maharshi, and the third teacher is Sharabhanga Maharshi. These teachers, these researchers are the great rishis on account of their concern for us, on account of their love for us. They do give us good guidance. When the student or the person or the aspirant with body, mind, intellect, equipment, Sita plus Rama plus Lakshmana is entering the forest, is coming to this earth, first we find the great Maharshi Agastya. Agastya is a very disciplined person, very methodical person, very sincere person. Agastyaha niyataharaha, very methodical food habits. The child before going to the school is indisciplined. It eats as and when it feels hungry. The child plays as and when the child feels like playing. But once the child is introduced to the school education, a certain imposition of discipline is there. The child cannot eat as and when there is hunger. Morning 8 o'clock breakfast, about 1 o'clock lunch, evening 4 o'clock refreshments, night supper or dinner. Systematic habits, methodical life, disciplined approach, and that is seen in the great Maharshi Agastya. Looking at Sita plus Rama plus Lakshmana, mind plus intellect plus this body, my dear man or woman, you are going to the forest, everything there is uncertain. You must be a master of your hunger. Don't be a slave to the senses. Gain mastery with the help of discipline. Ahara and Vyavahara must be properly regulated. Methodical habits. This is the primary education that is given as a preparation to the person coming to this earth. Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, before entering the forest, are given preparatory training by Agastya Maharshi that they should have the mastery over their tongue. Rama is able to get 100% in the test conducted by Agastya. Lakshmana was able to get 150 out of 100 in the test conducted. Sita got 100 out of 100. That means they are capable of controlling their appetite, hunger, food habits. Aharam is at their mercy. They are the masters. Lakshmana got more marks. According to one Ramayana, Lakshmana Swami did not eat the full 14 years, nor did he sleep. Only a person who has total control over food and sleep, who does not sleep and eat for full 14 years, will be capable of killing Indrajit. Lakshmana Swami has the complete mastery. The body should be capable of maintaining the strict discipline, and the first primary educational training is given to the person entering into the forest, entering into this earthly region, is Agastya Maharshi physical discipline, food discipline, ahara discipline. And then we have the second teacher, Sutikshana Maharshi. He is a person of powerful looks, Tikshana looks, penetrating looks, a person who is ever wakeful, who is ever alert. Never does he succumb to sleep, never does he succumb to lethargy, lassitude, inertia, laziness. He is ever conscious of himself. He is ever wakeful, and that is Sutikshana Maharshi. My dear Sita plus Rama plus Lakshmana, you are entering the forest. It is all uncertain there. Fire may break. There may be floods. There may be cyclones. There may be any number of problems. If you are a little less alert, you may be drowned, you may be lost in that chaos. Therefore, you have to be up and doing. You have to be alert. You have to be wakeful. You may miss the opportunities if you are lethargic, lazy, if you are to sleep. Therefore, be wakeful. Arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Until the 14-year period is over, be not lethargic, be not sleeping, be alert, be a master of yourself. And that was the instruction given by Sutikshana Maharshi. Karyaturanam na sukham na nidra. There is no question of sleeping. If you want to attain something high, achieve some laurels, you want to become a master of certain sciences or subjects, or if you want to become an IAS or IPS, or if you want to realize your ideal, absolutely should you keep yourself ever wakeful, should not be a slave of sleep. This is the second Rishi who has given a wonderful instruction to the person, to the aspirant, to the sadhaka, to the person entering the forest, entering the life, entering the earthly region Kali Yuga. And Rama got 100 out of 100 marks, perfect. He has control over sleep. So also Sita Devi has control over sleep. So also Lakshmana. Lakshmana is able to score more marks, 150 out of 100. That is to say, he has not slept the entire exile period. Thereby, he has got the eligibility to kill Indrajit. First two masters, two rishis, one to regulate the food habits, the other to keep oneself ever wakeful, Sutikshana Maharshi. Ahara, Nidra are to be kept under our control. The third great rishi is Sharabhanga Maharshi. Shara is arrow. The bow used by Rama is called Kodanda. The bow used by Arjuna is called Gandiva. Similarly, the arrow or the shaft used by Manmatha is called Shara. Shara is arrow. Shara, Bhanga. Bhanga is to break. Break the arrow of Manmatha. The person who has broken the arrow of Manmatha is Lord Shiva. No temptation can ever come to Shiva. Similarly, a person of determination, a person of Shraddha, a person of ideal, a person of perseverance, a person of austerity, a person of tapasya can never afford to allow temptations to come nearby. The students must not allow the temptations to come and disturb them. There may be 1,000 disturbances, 1,000 temptations. Ram plus Sita plus Lakshmana, the man or the person, should be in a position to resist the temptations. That is the instruction of Sharabhanga Maharshi. Sharabhanga Maharshi is a wonderful rishi in the Ramayana. He was waiting for the arrival of Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. He was engaged in austerities, tapasya. Indra sent the chariot, Ratham, Vimanam, to bring him to Indraloka. Then Sharabhanga Maharshi tells, I am not tempted by the comforts offered by Indraloka, nor am I tempted to fly to Swarga. My determination is to stay here and see Sri Ram, the arrival of Ram. Such was the character of Sharabhanga Maharshi, a person of steadfast dedication, a person of stubborn decision. Every individual must be determined. There should not be any deviation or distraction. Swami Vivekananda says, if education falls into my hands, I instill an ideal and teach concentration, single-minded devotion, total focus on the ideal, and that is without temptations. Manmatha should not be allowed to come nearby. Temptations should not be allowed to come nearby, and that is the third lesson the individual receives from a rishi like Sharabhanga Maharshi. He has practiced what he has preached. We find now the fourth rishi, Bharadwaja Maharshi, in whose ashram Sri Ramachandra Prabhu lived for some time. And Bharadwaja is known for his fearlessness. Bharadwajaha nirbhaya. Come what may, don't allow the fear to creep into your heart. Never be feeble, never be weak. Be bold, be strong, be capable of facing any calamity with courage and conviction. And that is the message given by Bharadwaja Maharshi. If we see the four rishis, we find four instructions, four lessons, four preparatory lessons. And what are those four? Mastery over the tongue, mastery over the sleep and the lethargic way of life, control them. And the third is, be not a victim of temptations. And the examination was conducted. Rama got 100 out of 100 marks. He is never tempted by anybody. Lakshmana has got 100 out of 100, never tempted by anybody. But unfortunately, the mind, symbolized in Sita Devi, got only 99.99999 marks, not one she missed, and that is the story of the Ramayana. At Panchavati, Maricha came in the disguise of a golden deer, and it was dancing, running, frisking near the ashram. Sita looked at it, the mind is drawn to it. The mind was in a temptation. She dragged Buddhi also into the field. However strong the body may be, mind is weak, tempted. Buddhi is dragged, tempted. And we know the story. Sita wanted that deer. Rama went behind it, and there is a turn of events. The story progressed further. Man falls if he is a victim of temptations. Come what may. Be bold and be strong. Be a person of conviction. Sharabhanga Maharshi's lesson is to keep us stubborn and strong, never to yield to the temptations. Next we have Bharadwaja Maharshi. The moment we are afraid, we are nothing. Even in the face of Mrityu, we must be bold. Let us not be weak doing or dying. To be weak is miserable doing or dying. Even in Mrityu Mukha, we must be bold, we must be strong, and that is Bharadwaja Maharshi. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithuna. Temptations, threats, food habits, and the laziness, these are all to be conquered. Sita is a symbol for mind, Rama is a symbol for Buddhi, and Lakshmana is a symbol for the body. All the three are always available with us. Let us take the lessons imparted by the great rishis, Agastya Maharshi, Bharadwaja Maharshi, Sharabhanga Maharshi, and Sutikshna Maharshi. If only we are capable of receiving them in the proper way and observing them in the right way, we will become superhuman. Let not Ramayana be read just for the sake of story. Let us try to understand Sanketa Ramayana. The Ramayana is symbolic of several lessons. Let us receive those lessons. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaneya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam.
Thank you, Professor K. Subramaniam ji, for speaking about Sanketa Ramayana. We'll meet again tomorrow. Namaste.